Hi friends, Dean here with Escape to Gaming. Kind of an overdue vlog. I've had a lot going on the last week or so, but I wanted to talk about, this would be typically a video response, but since it's with a much larger YouTube channel, he'll probably not even realize it or acknowledge it, but I thought it was a very good topic, and I wanted to expound on it anyway, but I'll give the credit to Mack at Worth a Buy. He just did a video. He was talking about the Fallen Order, this new Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order game, and what he thought of it. And of course, it reminded him of the wonderful Star Wars Jedi Outcast. So I think he did like a live stream, which I wasn't able to watch, but he talked about this game, and he did like almost a retro, I guess, review of it, because he wanted to let people know this is one of really the best Star Wars games made. And again, it showed all the same thing with people getting their heads cut off and arms, everything that I had pointed out before he did this video. And then right afterwards, he did another follow-up video where he realized something, going back and playing this, just how hard these games were. And he posted, I'll post a link to his video down below, but he did something of the lines of, are the new video games that we play today, are they making us less skilled? Because they're so easy. A lot of them are just a pushover, you know. I mean, to be honest, when this game's tough. Now, I stopped playing this because another game came, you know, got in the way, and I just, I'm actually at a good place in the game. Maybe more than halfway through it, maybe 65% of the way through it, I guess. And it is, like Max said, this game is tough. You could spend an hour in a room just trying to figure out how to get out of the room. Very tricky platforming. You have to really, it's almost like a miss game. You have to really use your head and figure out how to get in and out of certain areas. But once you find the way out, it's so rewarding. Of course, today you can go on the internet and just see a walkthrough. Oh, that's what he did, or whatever. And I actually had to resort to that at a couple of points in the game because I couldn't figure it out. And even still, there was one area in the game I could not platform to get to. I must have tried it literally probably 60 or 70 times. And I just gave up and said, fuck it, I'll just not get that one secret in that one level. You know, it's so frustrating when you want something so bad and you can't get there. These games are tough. The games today in comparison, now Mack at Worth a Buy, he's one of the few reviewers that I watch, big reviewers that I'm sub to. I don't agree with him, frankly, on most of his game reviews. I think he's highly critical, he's overly critical and nitpicking, and very negative on a lot of games that I thought were fine. We've had one or two interactions in his comment section where actually responded to my comments. And we had kind of a polite disagreement about a game. And I gave my point. I was very respectful, and he said, no, he said it actually is a good point. I appreciate your response. And it was nice to have a nice exchange. Like I said, most of the people, friends that I have, I don't agree with on a lot of video games. And I've had many spirited debates and discussions over them, and that's fine. You know, you have to do, sometimes it's worth making a point. When there's polar opposites on a game, I will try to at least ask the person, well, what was it specifically? Can you be specific? If they can't tell you, well, it's just this or that, and then you question whether either they haven't played the game or it's just completely gone from their memory. To me, the games that are really memorable, I don't have any time forgetting. I can remember games in the mid-90s like it was yesterday. So a game that I had a good emotional bond with and really enjoyed myself, I'll remember. A game that I rage quit and had a difficult time with, I'll remember that too. But Mack, you know, did his thing, and he had a favorable review of Jedi Outcast. Oh, good, I agree with him. Even that G-Man Lives Australian guy, he and I share almost verbatim the opinion of the Wolfenstein series. Some of the Duke Nukem games and Wolfenstein, some of the older games, I'm in agreement with him, but a lot of games like Mad Max, he ripped apart. You could just see he was impatient, and I just lost interest. He's another one that's highly critical. Once in a while, when I'm looking up a review, I'll see his review in there, and I'll watch it just to hear, because I want to see all sides of things. I want to hear a counterpoint. Maybe there's something I missed, you know, and I want to see if someone else had noticed something in the game that perhaps I didn't. But Max, certainly, one of the things that we have in common is that he's an old school gamer like I am. And I've heard him say multiple times in several vlogs and videos that he can't stand the dumbing down of video games. Like you go in to play, what is it? I got it right over here, Far Cry 5, which I haven't played yet. But they've got a lot of, you can see like right through walls and through vans and door and trucks and behind boulders. You can see, once you've tagged someone, you can see the complete outline of that person behind a building or inside down in a bunker. To me, it's like cheating. It really takes you out of the immersion, and it makes it too easy, because then you go, okay, there's 3 guys behind that building. I'll just camp out over here, wait, and boom, I'll get them, and sure enough, it usually works. So I can't stand that in the games. Frankly, I have a hard time with that. Mack also shares that same feeling with games. He can't stand the games. Oh man, just twisting around is getting painful here. He can't stand games that are way too easy, where they hold your hand, the tutorials go on way too long. It's almost like the game plays itself. You're just along for the ride, almost a cinematic experience. You know, there's sometimes I don't mind a game like that. If I'm tired, it's just kind of nice to play something that's easy. You know, frankly, in my, where's it at? Oh, Jesus. I gotta get another table. I gotta get these things around. This is torture. I thought I'd do it in the corner this time. I have places on both sides here I can put things, but I can't twist like I used to. Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, I have over 100 hours in this. I think I died maybe twice in it, maybe. I mean, like, barely ever. Rarely did I die or make a mistake. I don't know if it has different difficulty settings or not. I can't remember. But on the default setting, whatever it was, I went right through it like nothing. It was fun. It had some challenging parts that I had to do over 4 or 5 times because I didn't understand, you know, the layout. But once I understood the mission, it was easy. I mean, it was like too easy. You know, and these new Far Cry games and what have you, they're way too easy. Call of Duty Ghost, I played twice. I played it on the default setting, went through and played it on the hardened level and beat it again. It's easy. It's not, they aren't that hard to beat these games. They kind of play themselves. If you take your time, especially if you got you can just go behind a boulder and let your health charge back up. I mean, even Black Ops, the first Black Ops is one of my favorite Call of Duty games. I beat it like with no problem. I played it on the hard. I think Veteran's a little too hard. Some levels it's just like a lot of cheap deaths because you just need just a little bit more health. But I played it on the hardened level and beat it with no problem and enjoyed it, because all you have to do is just kind of stay behind a wall for a few more seconds. Your health comes back, pop back out, and shoot. And I've been realizing that when Mack was talking about that, I've been playing old games, not Jedi Outcast. Like I said, my save file is over at Steve Baker's. He has my other Xbox. Now, I have the little memory card thing you plug into the controller. If I went over to his house and plugged it in, maybe I could fill that thing up, take it back, and then dump it into my machine here so I can continue playing that game. But these games are tough. I've been playing this, I got the box on the table, the Call of Duty 2, the big red one, which is exclusive. The Xbox 360 had already been out, and they were still making a few Xbox games, so they had a Call of Duty 2 for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 and PC, I think. But they made another one for consoles for the GameCube, the PlayStation 2, and the original Xbox. And that was in it. You think it's the same game, but it's completely different. And it's really about this unit called the Big Red One. I saw the movie years ago, the day it came out, with Lee Marvin and Mark Hamill. Really good movie, by the way. You might want to watch it. It's quite good. A really good war film. And this game is kind of like they took a lot of the actors from the Band of Brothers show, and they actually do the voice acting. And it's, my God, I'm on level chapter 9 or mission 9 now. It's one of the best Call of Duty games I've ever played. I can't believe I never played it before. Like I said, I tried to go through the campaign and got stuck just in the first couple missions, and I just, fuck this. But now that I've played a lot more Call of Duty since that was my first time I had ever played one, now I know to look on the little compass and look for the gold star and kind of aim in that direction. There's little tricks I've learned over the years through playing other Call of Duty games. So I went back today. Had no problem getting through parts of it. But after the second mission, it gets harder, and there was times where I was really stumped. It wasn't very clear where to go. Like today, you'll have like a glowing thing. Okay, go here. Now they have a few of those. There'll be like an explosive on a tank. Go set this charge on the tank. You can see as you get closer, you can see it kind of glows. Oh, that's obviously where you go. And you push a button prompt, and then he sets the little timing device, and you run, and the thing blows up. So there's some of that gamey stuff, but compared to today's games, it's like night and day. And I agree with Mack in that respect. We've lost the feeling of rewarding, how good it feels, how rewarding. I know when I played Max Payne 3 on the default setting, I have one more level left. I'm almost at the end of the police station level, which is the second to the last level. I've found all the gold gun parts. I've really enjoyed taking my time going through the game, and I got stuck in one part in the police station. I just stopped playing it. I should go back and finish the game. Problem is now you forget all the controls. You go in there, you get killed even faster because you're not acclimated. It's a problem with with doing that. But I was in a... Someone just did a review of the remastered. Now this is a special edition of the Silver Star edition of Sniper Elite V2. This is one of my favorite... This is my favorite Sniper Elite game by far. Now I have Sniper Elite 3 and 4. These games are fucking easy. Both of these together are near as tough as this. And they had I watched a review. I figured who it was. Some reviewer, a newer reviewer I've never really seen before, but he did a really nice review of the remastered edition of Sniper Elite V2. And I said, oh, it's a really good review. I enjoyed it very much. And yeah, I love the Sniper Elite series, one of my favorite series. I think the V2 is by far the most challenging and rewarding one in the series. Well, I had a fellow that within the comment replied, I don't know. He said, oh, really? Is it good? I was thinking about buying it. I said, it's very tough. It's challenging, but if you want to go back to the roots, it still has the X-ray vision stuff and all that, but I find it much more challenging. You've got to use your head a lot more and strategize because it's not so much of an open world as parts of it are kind of open where you can kind of take a couple paths, but it's very limited. You have to really plan your exit strategy because once you're found out in this, they know where you are. Now, this version doesn't have all of the... You can still tag enemies and stuff, but it doesn't... I don't believe it had all the X-ray vision stuff. I don't think it did. At least not to the same degree that these do. My God, these games are easy. I don't even know that I died more than a couple times in a complete playthrough, including all the DLC of both of these games. They're fun, and they are rewarding and challenging, but if you take your time, which is what I do, and I actually go to the point... I'll go to the trouble to kill every single enemy on every level. Even though I don't have to, I could just sneak by them. I enjoy killing them and engaging with the enemy. You do that in this, you get your ass handed to you. So he says, oh, you think I should get it? Oh yeah, if you like the Sniper Elite series, oh, excuse me, I would recommend it. So, the next day he puts a thing, oh, I bought it off from Steam or wherever he got it. I'm anxious to dive in. I'm on the first level now, but I'm really disappointed because it doesn't have that masking thing where you can mask the sound. There'll be an ambient sound in the background, a bell tower ringing or a train going by or something, which can mask the noise from your shot. So he was really bummed out about it. I said, just give it time. I said, they're probably in a tutorial mode. I know for a fact it had those dynamics in the game. Just give it some time. He says, oh, I will, but this game's hard. I don't know. He goes through it. Then the next day I get another reply. I get a notification on my computer when someone replies to one of my things. And he goes, fuck this game. What a piece of shit. I'm not playing this fucking game anymore. I'm going back and playing 3 and 4. It's too hard. You can't, they don't give you enough time to master your shots. It's just way too hard. I don't like it. And I said, well, maybe it's because you played the easy ones first and then you expected it to be more of the same. I said, fortunately, I bought this the day it came out, and then I rebought the special edition, which has all the DLC. Now you can get the same game remastered in HD, which I'd love to have. I'm going to have to hold off on it right now, but I love this game. This is a very hard game. It doesn't really hold your hand. It gives you some basic tutorial in the beginning, and it's like, okay, you're on your own, dude. You got to figure it out. These, my God, they make it so easy. It's so easy to beat. And it's nice. They're still very enjoyable. I did a review, or I did some gameplay videos or something of this on my channel somewhere. But I can't wait to see the new one because it is tough. In fact, I went to play the one on the original Xbox. It's even harder than this. Couldn't make it through the first level. I said, fuck this. I just shut it off. I need to go back and play it. But I've been kind of testing out going through each game, and I'm excited, seeing how they play. It's neat that you can rip the games on there and then they just play them without the disc. Excuse me, my voice is a little hoarse today. Take a drink of some lemonade. So after Mack's video, oh man, I got to thinking, and I said he's right. The games are too easy. We've got it too good, and I think it's weakening our skills as a gamer. I actually agree with him. I mean, I've been going through I just grabbed just a handful of games. I said, okay, what would be the hard games? And I played a lot of 6th gen games and 5th gen games. I mean, a lot of them. And beat most of them and replayed them on hard, the ones that I could. I mean, even Duke Nukem Time to Kill is tough. I challenge anyone to try to beat that game. Now, my friend Silverings21, like I said, has no problem. He could beat it on hard. He wouldn't have any issue with it. And there are special gamers like that out there that have that perseverance and push through. I have a bunch of games here that are hard that compared to today, you can't compare. I'm just going to drop these on the floor, I guess, if I can. I got to find a place to put these, but starting with some of the older ones, I played the Grand Theft Auto 3 and 4. I beat twice, and then done 100% of them. Done every single thing on these. These are kind of tough games in the beginning. Some of the missions were tough. Some weren't so tough. So it was kind of a mixture. Twisted Metal Black is tough. I like to see anyone go through and beat it on all of the different characters like I have. This is a very tough game. But if you're really into it and you really persevere and push through, you can master this game. Oh, man. You can master it. It's a great game. Manhunt is no pushover. Now, I did a complete walkthrough of the Xbox version of this on my channel. And I still, to this day, a lot of people watch those. I guess they're looking for complete playthroughs of Manhunt. I've had a couple people go, God, I don't know how you get through this level. It's so hard. I can't beat it. It's tough. But I was obsessed with beating it. Now I can put it on the hardcore mode where they remove the radar map on both Manhunt 1 and 2. I play it on the hardest level. I don't want to know where they are around the corner. It makes it much more scary when you play it and you don't know where they're hiding from. It's like being in real life. You got to really sneak around the corner and you can listen and hear them. To me, it's just creepier. So this is a tough game. This one's even harder. My God, there's a couple levels in this that are so fucking hard. You have to replay them 5 and 6 times, but it's so rewarding. Roadkill, as simple as it looks. Oh, this is just a little fun arcade combat game. How hard could it be? Dude, try to beat this. I've beaten this game. I try to beat it again on the Xbox. I'm pretty far into it, maybe 3/4 of the way, and I'm stuck on one level. And it makes you go back and redo the whole fucking mission from the beginning if you don't through it. That's another thing about the older games. A lot of them, they didn't have the generous checkpoints that we do now, or the ability like a PC game where you can save your progress along the way and then reload it. They're fucking tough. Wolfenstein from 2009, the first Xbox 360 game I bought and played when I got the day this game got out. I bought a 360. This game is tough. The boss battles in this will kick your ass. The final battle at the end of it is tough. On the harder levels, I mean, it is fucking brutal. Good luck trying to beat this one, but my God, these were almost the last of the really hard games where they didn't really hold your hand. There's some platforming sections to get to some of the secrets in this that you'll have to do like 10 to 20 times, maybe more, and then you'll feel lucky and you'll actually land it one time. It's tough, fucking tough. Jedi Outcast, I've already showed you. Oh my God, this one, Red Dead Revolver. This looks like a fun, cartoony little game. Let it fool you. This game is fucking... I never could beat this. I'm right in the middle of it. There's a big battle over a river. Oh, there's all of these cannons on the hillside, and you're in like a Civil War deal, and you're on one side, and all your enemies on the other. And you got to have this elaborate battle down in the river under the thing, and you get up on top, and you try to... And this one level, I must have played it 30, 40 times. I finally said, fuck this, and shut it off. It's so frustrating, because I'd love to see the end of it. It's such a good game. This game is hard, man. They don't make games like this today. At least I haven't seen too many of them. Another fucking hard one, Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb. Starts off very easy and slow. It shows you how to do the different moves and how you can use your indie whip, excuse me, and then grab things and swing to the next deal and everything. It's so fun, but deeper into the game, like maybe 2/3 of the way in, there's some fucking levels that it's like a timing thing, and you have to really be on top of your shit. And I rage quit this on the PlayStation 2. I want to beat this so bad. I'm like determined I'm going to beat these games. This is an absolute favorite 6th gen game. My God, as simplistic as it looks graphic-wise, I love this game so much. The music, the story. They have like a base camp you go back to. It's so cool. And that's Shell Shock. Now I'm 67. I even have the strategy guide. I bought it back again for this. This is a great... In fact, I need to get the strategy guide for this one. Some of these games you could use the strategy guide, and I used to have one for Red Dead Revolver too. Unfortunately, I don't have them anymore, but my God, this game's tough. it starts off easy enough. Oh, this will be fun, you know. You're playing it on the default setting. I don't know if it has an easy mode or not. I just can't get myself to put it on easy. I can't do it. I'll do it on normal. The same thing with the Wolfenstein game when they mock you, you're a baby if you play it on the easier levels. I can't do it. This game is fun. I'm obsessed with beating this. I'm going to start from the beginning, go all the way through. This one battle, you're in a giant valley, and they're dug in good. I have tried sneaking. I've tried crawling. I've tried everything, sniping from the outside. I cannot make it from one side of the valley to the other without getting killed. And I finally gave up. I just said, fuck it. I gave up. It's frustrating, but that's why it's so good. I mean, you become obsessed with beating them. And so, it depends on the mood you're in. Certain days, excuse me, back is just on fire. I've been gone. I had physical therapy twice this week. I finally saw my my new spine doctor, and they're going to conduct a series of tests. My back is worse than I thought. He read the MRIs and the X-rays, and or she, I mean, a female doctor, and she said, yeah, you've got some bad stuff, torn disc, severely pinched nerves, stenosis, all this stuff, where it's just the areas where the nerves come out of the central spine are just like crimped, like a crimped wire, and it's very painful. It's why I don't have the use of my legs anymore at all. I mean, they're like gone. I can't even make it out to my mailbox and back. I walk across a parking lot and I feel like I'm on a boat or something. It's weird. So I can still game though. I just can't walk across my fucking house. But so because of that, I'm real tired. They've been putting me through a lot of real rigorous physical therapy, and I'm just so tired and sore, and the pain keeps me up all night. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. It's a horrible existence. But it is getting fixed. It's a slow process, but this woman doctor gave me hope. She said, yeah, it's pretty bad, but there's lots of options we have available. We have to start kind of at the bottom, and you work your way up, and then eventually you go to probably intrusive surgery to fix it. But at least it's getting to where I can get it fixed. So the end's in sight. But anyway, because of that, I'm just very tired, and I haven't done any YouTube since last week because of it. Because a lot of other things, my wife and I have been researching things over last weekend too. So I've been gaming a little bit each night, hour or so a night, couple hours. I've been slowly getting through that big red one. That game is tough. There were a couple levels where I just couldn't figure out what to do. I said, fuck, why can't I didn't realize you have a bazooka, you got to blow out this fence in the beach. You only have a couple bazooka shots. So I was using it on the bunkers up in the sand dunes at the beach at Normandy there. And I used up all my ammo, and I didn't have a way to blow the fence up, so I had to go back and restart the entire level at one point. I just couldn't figure it out. But that's what I like about those games. You had to put yourself in the place of, you have to listen too. That's a squad-based shooter, has the actual actors from the Band of Brothers. Actually, there's a camaraderie, and you actually become attached to the little guys in your unit. They'll shout out orders, hey dude, go do this. Corporal so-and-so, go to the fence, set this. The problem is they're yelling that, and they're yelling it over all the explosions and stuff. So, plus I have the TV turned way down because I don't want to disrupt my wife, so sometimes I don't hear those marching orders, and then I get fucked up. But the game is fun. It's very fun. I'm really enjoying it. I think it's one of the best Call of Duty games I've played to date. And it just makes me excited to get back to a lot of these. This game, I played this on this version. I beat it on this version and the PlayStation version several times, and on the harder levels. This is one of the hardest games. That G-Man Lives will even tell you this is one of the toughest games you can play. I've beaten it several times because I was obsessed with beating it. Long before the internet and strategy guides and all that, I beat it cold turkey. This thing is not easy. Very hard, very well hidden secrets. The boss battles in this will kick your ass and just serve it back to you on a platter. It's no picnic walk. But the feeling you get when you beat these games, it's worth its weight in gold. I mean, I'm glad I paid $50. I got every penny's worth. It's a good feeling. Cold Fear is another one. This game starts off easy, and it gets harder and harder. Eventually, there's enemies coming at you on the ceilings, the walls, little ones, big ones, and meanwhile the boat's moving, and you're trying to aim and steady your aim, and it's fucking hard, man. Games are tough. This is a tough one. Reservoir Dogs. I never quite finished it. I got to go back. I got stuck in that mall level again. It's so good. It's so realistic. It's so much fun, and it's so rewarding. So a lot of the 6th-gen games I beat, but they're usually the ones like the Heroes of the Pacific I've beaten twice. But the last 2 levels on this are so fucking hard. In fact, I just went on YouTube the other day and looked at the last couple levels again to kind of refresh my memory. I remember your plane was just like a sliver of health left by the very end of it. You got to do it over and over, and the checkpoint system is fucked. So you got to redo the entire mission quite often, over and over, to make it. But I finally beat it not once but twice. This is a really hard game. In fact, Heroes Over Europe, I'm on the final level, and I won't put it down on an easier level to beat it, and I just can't do it. And if you fuck up and fail, you got to go back and do the entire mission, which is 20-something minutes long. It's just, or an hour, or whatever it is. It's so long. So sometimes I like the newer games because I do like the checkpoints. At least you go back to the previous checkpoint, have to redo a mission all over. Last night, my wife wanted to watch a Netflix thing, and I'm on the big red one. And I go, I can't. I said, I'm near the end. I know it, but if I stop now, I'll lose the entire progress. I have to start it tomorrow at the beginning of the level. I can't redo the level. She was all pissed off. She went to the other room to watch her show on Netflix. And I beat it about 10 minutes later and told her, and she came out, everything was cool. But, that's how it is with these old games. You can't stop. This is fucking hard. Midnight Club 2. You get near the end of this game to try to beat this, these games are tough. And the third one, maybe even tougher. A lot of people, reviewers at the time, shit on this game because it was just too fucking balls hard. The rubber band AI and what have you makes it very tough. The toughest game of all that I've heard, and I have yet to play it, but I'm very anxious to, I want to see how far I can get in it, is Terminator 3 Redemption. I'd love to know if my friend Silverwings21 has played this or beaten it. If anyone can beat it, he can. I've watched several reviews of it. Even people have reviewed it said I can't beat the game, but I'll tell you what I think of it up to this point. The end levels, and I've watched a complete playthrough of this just to see for myself why it was so hard. This is a fascinating game. This is probably one of the hardest games on the 6th gen. Brutally fucking tough timing sessions near the end. It's very hard. And I love these games for that reason. That's why I love them. So yes, I think we are getting dumbed down. World at War, there's a lot of 7th gen games too. World at War is another one. The last few missions were tough. There's one right about the middle of the game I remember being pretty tough. You're in a Japanese palace and all these guys are popping on the ground. You have limited ammo, and they're hard though, but this feeling of accomplishment you get when you beat these motherfuckers. There, I beat it! And you see the end credits roll. Is so good. Then you unlock the zombie thing, which you can play as well, which I'm not as much of a fan of as others are because I don't play online with it. But this is a very good game. And I wish Call of Duty would go back to this. Ghost was way too easy, and even Black Ops 1 and 2 were just too easy. But these old ones are nice. So that's my spiel, guys. I just wanted to share with you how I felt about gaming. I think that it is with the invisible walls, with the Far Cry, we can see the guys through the rocks and down in the bunkers. It's just, it takes away. I think some of those games you might be able to shut that on and off. I'm not sure. I can't remember on Sniper Elite if you could or not, but it really made it very challenging. Like I said, sometimes it depends on the mood you're in. Sometimes you just want to play an easy game, kind of a cinematic thing. You're tired and just want to play. That's fine. I'm not saying it's bad that every game has to be, ridiculously hard. I got this. What the hell is it? And I've heard this new Colossus is hard. Now, this I like to play at like the default medium settings. So, and I've had friends that, Dean, that even that setting's too hard. You're going to want to put this down in easy to enjoy it. I don't know if I can do that. Mad Max was one that didn't hold your hand. There were things that I discovered 30 hours in that I did not know. And so that's why I did multiple playthroughs of this and try to get through it several times for a variety of reasons. But one of the reasons is because once I knew those and I made videos to tell other people, and people would thank me, oh, dude, I'm glad you made this tips video on this because this game's hard. It doesn't tell you anything. It's really convoluted and hard to figure it out. They don't hold, and Avalanche said that in an interview on this game. They don't hold your hand. They just throw you in the world and you got to figure it out. And I kind of like that. That's what there's no strategy guide for this, which initially I was frustrated with, but in the end, I liked it, and it made the game fun. And you can always go back to the beginning and replay it with the new things you've known. Wasteland 2. This is the director's cut version. This is an outstanding top-down real-time strategy game, kind of like the XCOM games. I beat the first one on the old Commodore 64. In fact, this was the game in my last rant. I was trying to remember the trailer for another game. It's a new Wasteland 3. game they've got coming out looks really good. I'm dying to get this. This I've only started to play a few hours into it. It's very hard, but it's so rewarding when you beat it. So we're still getting, tough games. The Sekiro game, people have told me, is really tough, like a Demon Souls type. Now, I'm not typically into that kind of goth, dark, Demon Souls type. I don't like those kind of games and hack and slash games, but this, I do like the samurai aspect of this, and so for that reason, I would like to try that. But some games are getting hard. A lot of the Far Cry games are pretty hard. I'll tell you a game that's really tough is, believe it or not, is this new Flat Out Total Insanity. This game starts off easy enough. Don't let it fool you. You get a good third of the way into this, and you have to grind hard to upgrade your car. And I've had to do races over and fucking over again. This game is tough. This is one of the hardest arcade racing games I've ever played on a modern system. I should do a show sometime just and talk about hard games or easy games. What would be the hardest games today, aside from the ones that we all know of, like Demon Souls and like Bloodborne and games like those, I guess, which are pretty tough. But there's a lot of good games out there. And the other thing I was going to mention too is my good friend Sean that donated some of the gifts in my last video. Well, he mentioned the comments, well, dude, what happened to the God of War game? And I completely forgot. I put it away when I got it. But he also donated this God of War game. Beautiful. Mint condition for the PlayStation 2. Thank you, Sean, so much for this. I think there's one other one for the PlayStation 2. I do have the remastered versions, I guess, of the collections in here for the PlayStation 3, but I love having these. And some of these platforming games are kind of tough too, which I'm anxious to play. So that's my little spiel on games. I have a bunch of shows that I'm working on. Been working on there. I got 3 of my art pieces cut out, and the edges are all sanded. I'm prepping them, sanding the edges real nice and priming them and getting them ready to paint. They're all perfectly drawn out, very detailed, the drawings on all 3 of them. And I'm just waiting to sit and do those. So my wife and I have been researching a lot of things and very busy over the weekend. And then, like I said, all this physical stuff and doctor visits and the prodding and poking, everything they've done, my back is just on fire. It's just horrible. I haven't slept. I got to sleep and I woke up at like 1 a.m. and I can't get back to sleep. I'm just like something being in a torture chamber. It's horrible. I'm pretty tough and can deal with it, but sometimes it just wears you down. So I love doing YouTube, and gaming has been my salvation. Between Agent Under Fire and Urban Chaos, and now this Call of Duty, the big red one, I'm having an absolute blast, and I'm gaming more, which is very encouraging. It's so hard to do that, guys, and try to lay down when you're used to sitting upright and gaming. It's just so tough to try to do different positions, but I'm determined. I'm going to beat these games and have fun, come hell or high water. So that's it. Let me know in the comments games that you have found that are really hard, that you really had a hard time. Either you rage quit, or you pushed through and beat them, or you said, fuck this game, and walked away. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know and have the interaction with you on those games in the comments. These are I just grabbed a handful right off the top, and then there's quite a few more 7th gen ones that are quite hard. Like I said, Max Payne 3. That's a ratcheted up a notch. It's a pretty hard game, but it's doable. Some of the Fear games can be hard. I don't know the other ones. I've got some racing games I have that are tough too, but these are the ones that quickly came to mind were 6th gen. But I think we're dumbing the games down too much. They're making more user-friendly for everyone, for the filthy casuals out there, myself included. So it's fun. It's just, I love to play them all. The easy ones and the hard ones. Kind of depends on the mood you're in and how much challenge you're up to that day or night. So thank you very much for watching. I'll have some more content real soon, guys. Enjoy your gaming and your collections.